Call of Duty World War II, the latest game in the yearly Call of Duty franchise, returns to the
boots on the ground
gameplay. Gone are the days of wall running, jumping, and turning into robot dogs. This returns to a more traditional style of Call of Duty gameplay, but how does it compare to some of the series' greats? Now before I get into this, I'm going to say one thing. Everything in this video is opinions. This is my personal opinions. Your experience with anything in this video could be different from my experience. Just because I say something, just because a reviewer says something, you will not truly know until you actually sit down and play the game for yourself. With that in mind, thanks for watching. Enjoy the video. First, let's get into my history with Call of Duty. The first Call of Duty I ever played in its prime was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Come to think of it, it was one of the very first shooters I ever played. 2009 was a great year for shooters. Actually, all games together. I did play World at War very briefly during the Modern Warfare 2 era. I joined one Zombies game and instantly got max level prestige and all achievements. I remember when the reveal trailer for Black Ops 1 was dropped, when Modern Warfare 3 was announced. I played Black Ops 2 in the prime of its life, and I think it's where I got the highest level in. When Ghost was released, ugh. Getting Advanced Warfare on day 0, playing Black Ops 3 in the beta, and when Infinite Warfare was one of the most hated video to ever be on YouTube. I have gone back and I've at least played every Call of Duty from COD 4 and up in the main series. Now I consider Call of Duty games to be broken down into 3 categories: campaign, co-op, and multiplayer. Now I'm not going to get into too much detail here, but this is where I would rank every single game in those 3 categories. And now it's time to find out where Call of Duty World War II lands. Presentation. Graphically, this game looks pretty good. I do think it looks a little better in cutscenes than it does in actual gameplay. And I'm not too sure if the colors really pop, but it's probably what you expect from a modern day Call of Duty game. It looks good. It plays fairly good. I'm not sure if I would say it's perfect in the way it plays, but it's... I wouldn't say it's an upgrade either from Infinite Warfare. I'd actually say Infinite Warfare plays probably the best of any other Call of Duty game. Probably closer to Advanced Warfare in terms of performance, which makes sense because it's Sledgehammer. Now sound, I'm a little iffy on sound. I love the way the explosions sound. That's about it though. I hate the soundtrack. I'm just not a fan. And the guns, they just sound puny. They sound suppressed all the time. I'm not a fan of the guns. I'm not a fan of the sound at all in this game. The zombies sound pretty good. I'll say that. The zombies sound really good. Campaign. Call of Duty World War II's campaign starts off nearly perfect. You're introduced to the characters and you get thrown right into D-Day. It shows the horror and the violence that was World War II. I cannot say enough about how great this very first level truly is. Unfortunately, the rest of the campaign does not hold up to that standard. Now, I'm not saying there aren't parts that are powerful or parts that are good, because there is. Me personally, I really like the parts where the game slowed down a lot. You kind of see the camps, what the soldiers went through. In my mind, there are 3 missions that come to me as memorable, apart from D-Day. 2 of them show the horror of the Holocaust, and 1 is more of an undercover mission. It does a decent job of giving you the impression that these characters just wouldn't survive, but it does give you moments where it gives you Daniel's backstory, and immediately it is pretty weak. Actually, story-wise, this whole game is kind of weak, and it just kind of ends abruptly. The game still makes it feel like that your character is the most important character in the war. When the squad needs anything to be done, it's Daniel's. When you need health, ammo, calling an airstrike, whatever it is given to Daniel's, no one else. Speaking of health, you do not regain health this year. You either have to use your AI teammates or find a kit, and then use the kit to heal up. Overall, I'd say the campaign is not terrible, but it's not great either. Co-op. Nazi Zombies. Very original name, huh? Zombies this year are similar to every other Zombies game. Zombies come in waves. You buy guns off the wall. These are about with jolts, not cash. You can get guns out of a mystery box. You can get perks, upgrade a weapon. Power-ups like insta-kill are still there. Max ammo. However, there are no windows this year to board up now you think about it. To keep it fresh, this year is a little bit more based on horror. There's a darker tone. It's filled with jump scares. There's also some unique zombies that show up. Some have barrels in their backs, and some are just bigger and can take more. There's also an objective that you can go through if you want. You don't have to go through it. You can just go wave by wave by wave by wave if you truly want to. Now, I don't know what actually happens if you do it. I haven't actually completed all the objectives. I've gotten close, I think. But, you know, it could have an ending. I don't know. There is this weird class setup involved in zombies this year. You get to choose from specific things that kind of has like a power-up kind of thing. Think about like Specialist was in multiplayer in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. It's kind of like that, but applied to zombies, where one can make it so zombies don't attack you, another can make it so you do more damage, the other one can do it so you just have infinite ammo for a short time, stuff like that. Overall, I kind of like it. It's not as good as Treyarch's games, and they can be really weird at times, but there's a lot of fun to be had here. Multiplayer. This is why you play Call of Duty. Let's be real. Multiplayer is why people play COD. And overall, I would say it's pretty good, but it does have a lot of positives and negatives with it. The new division system works really well. You pick a division, each has its own unique attachment or skill with a specific type of weapon. Bayonets with rifles, suppressors with SMGs, bipods with LMGs, fire bullets with shotguns, and the old breathe in to steady aim with snipers. Each division also has its own perks that you level up to get more minor perks. You can also prestige each division to get some unique weapons or a unique skin. Overall, I think the guns are balanced pretty well. Now, I've heard some people complain about the bar, but I actually prefer the FG42 to the bar. I do feel like shotguns are a little weak, but it does not stop me from cussing them out every time I die by them. Headquarters is really fun and cool. It's a social space where you can walk up to other NPCs, get daily orders, buy contracts, skins, test score streaks, go to a firing range, find secrets, commend other people in a social space, watch other people's supply drops. We'll get to loot crates in a little bit. Headquarters is a really great feature, and I hope to see more of this in the future. Like I just said about supply drops, this game does have a loot crate feature, and so far, it's not that bad. You'll get supply drops from multiplayer and zombies through orders or contracts, social score, and I think some challenges will do it as well. I'm not too sure. Maybe leveling up does. Sometimes I just kind of get them. Yes, you can now buy them with COD points if you truly want to, but so far it has been just skins and nothing that will change the gameplay. I'm sure there will be some new weapons in the future, as there is no Japanese weapons in the game at launch. But to keep it so you can earn them with relatively ease, for free, it's not okay with it. Game modes are pretty standard, although I do wish there was a ground war. The new game mode is War, an objective style game mode set in stages. It reminds me a bit of Operations from Battlefield 1 and maybe some Overwatch game modes, particularly the ones that start out where you capture a point and turn it into payload. It's pretty fun and can really benefit from team coordination. A huge issue I have with this game is maps. There are 9 maps with 3 war maps and 1 season pass map, which I don't have. These maps just aren't very good, and there's not very many of them. I'm going to murder some of these names, but Aachen, 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 A-A-C-H-E-N, I don't know how to pronounce stuff, is fundamentally flawed from a design perspective, and it manages to be the second worst designed map in the game. I have no idea what the map designers were thinking with Gustav Cannon. It's literally just a big open space with a train in the middle. Now, I'm not saying that most maps aren't playable, but these are subpar maps that kind of feel like they just took a small medium map and just threw stuff in there randomly. My favorite personal map is Point Duhawk, but as of right now there's an extremely annoying glitch that people are using that completely ruins the map in my opinion. Expect a lot of spawn killings in these maps, and this is the worst thing about Call of Duty World War II's multiplayer. These maps just aren't good. They're not designed well. I'll probably have a layout of all the maps coming up on the screen here soon. Now, something else I could probably consider is really isn't the knock on the game itself, but it's enough to bother me. I have a really hard time dealing with teammates in this game. The awareness of teammates and enemies, for that matter, are just profoundly stupid. my god. I've had more friendly fire deaths in hardcore mode than I've ever had in any other game in the short 2 weeks I have played this game. I can't even comprehend what some players do or what they were thinking. Something that's actually worth mentioning right now is the servers. They can do some weird things. I do think they're starting to be sorted out as recently the headquarters servers are back up and running and are now able to be populated. So literally as I was recording, the headquarters servers are now back down and cannot be populated. Go figure, right? The servers can do a lot of weird stuff. I've had times where I'm in a game, the game ends, I'm supposed to go back to the lobby, and I get thrown right into another game. I don't know why it's doing this, but it is, and it is something worth mentioning that these servers are kind of funky right now. There are dedicated servers for once, and when the servers don't work correctly, it does go to peer-to-peer like the old games. I'm just not too sure what's going on with it. Now, I would say Call of Duty World War II is pretty good in multiplayer aspects. However, it's not the greatest, but it should make a lot of people happy to going back to
Boots on the ground.
gameplay. However, I'm going to make a quick suggestion. This game is $60, and there is another Call of Duty game that still has people playing it. It does the older style of Call of Duty, but does it better, and is way cheaper, has more maps, more content, a better campaign, doesn't have much co-op now that I think about it. And you all know what that game is. Modern Warfare Remastered. I'd probably recommend that over this right now. We'll see what happens here in a couple months. But I'm going to recommend Modern Warfare Remastered over Call of Duty World War II. Call of Duty World War II? It is a good game with fun times to be had. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. Leave a like if you want. Comment down below about what you think of World War II. Or what would probably happen if anyone does watch this, because I'm sure nobody will. But if someone does and says, "Oh, Modern Warfare 3 is so low on your list." I mean, go ahead. I don't care. Just get out of your system, man. Again, thanks for watching.